Let's go. Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. You know what time it is. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. We're going to do a sound check real quick. Come on in the room. It's Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. Go on and stretch. Wake up. I know it's a little chilly outside. It's okay. I'm going to warm you up with some financial literacy. All right. It's almost time to get this party started. As usual, our morning customs on Saturday morning, 9 a.m., we are live. And welcome to Coach Steele's Finance Training. And here at Coach Steele's Finance Training, we are talking about financial literacy. We're talking about financial education. We are talking about empowerment. We are going to simplify. We're going to dumb down some of this financial minutia that some people might struggle with. So welcome to Coach Steele's Finance Training. Welcome to the team. I am Coach Steele, and we're here to talk about, today we are going to talk about growing your money through assets, using assets to grow your money. It's going to be an awesome conversation that we have on today. Like I always tell you every Saturday morning, what I want you to do is one, hey, we're going to have some fun. So if you need to, go get your popcorn ready. Go pop your popcorn. As you jump into the room, tell me good morning. I want to know who I am talking to on today. So I want to hear from you. So reach out, tell me good morning. Talk to me nice. Let's have a conversation on today. As we talk about all of these beautiful subjects that we're going to talk about on today. We're going to have an awesome time. Let's see. Let me adjust some of this information on here. There we go. We are talking about growing money through assets. Let's talk about it. How many people want to grow their money? How many people really want to see progress financially and see growth? See your money go from one place to another. That's what we should want. We should want to take our money on a journey. We are on a journey and we want our money to go with us. So definitely welcome to Coach Steele's Finance Training. I am live on YouTube and I'm also live on Facebook. And so listen to either one, whether it's YouTube or Facebook. I need you to tap in. I need you to tune in. If you listen and you follow me on Facebook, well, make sure you're following. And then, of course, if you listen and you follow me on Facebook, I still need you to go to the YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button. I need you to go subscribe on YouTube as well. All right. So good morning, Mr. Tony Sherman. Happy to have you in the room. Happy to have you in the room. We are talking about growing money through assets. So, like I mentioned before, I need you to go subscribe on the YouTube channel and make sure that you're subscribed there. So during the week, as I am posting videos on the YouTube channel, you will get those updates. You will get those videos. You will get those notifications. Good morning, everyone. As you come in the room, make sure you tell me good morning. Talk to me nice. Say something. I don't care if it's just something. I don't care if it's SUMN. Say something. That way I know who I'm talking to. on this morning. We're going to have an awesome time talking about financial literacy. We're going to talk about growing your money through assets, using those assets creatively to increase your cash flow, using those assets to creatively increase your generational wealth. All of those great subjects. That's what we're going to talk about. So as you come on in the room, tell me good morning. Let me know who's listening in. And of course, if you're not in my local area, I may not know where you are from. You can tell me where you're listening in. If I got anybody from South Carolina tuning in, let me know. If you are from New York, you name it. I want to know where you are from and where you're listening in from as well. So feel free to fill up the comment section on Facebook and fill up the chat section on YouTube as well. It is Friday, it is Saturday, and so as usual, like I always tell you, if you're cleaning, turn me up in your Bluetooth on your TV and watch me and listen on YouTube, or if you're getting ready to fix your breakfast, make sure you set the phone right there in the kitchen where you're cooking. Get that breakfast ready so we can have an awesome time. It is time to wake up the family, wake up everybody in the house and say, hey, it's time to talk about financial literacy. It's time to have a conversation with Coach Steele's finance training so we can get this party started. All right. So as we huddle up as a family and a community today to talk about financial literacy, let's talk about growing our money through assets. Let's just talk about that subject. Good morning, Mr. Scott. Happy to have you in the room on this morning. Thank you for connecting and leaving that comment. So when we talk about assets on this morning, I have a few questions for the team as we huddle up today. I have a few questions. My first question is, what is an asset to you? As you're listening in, what would you define? How would you define what an asset is? When we talk about growing money through assets, how would you define an asset? What is your definition of an asset? Let's start there. Let's start right there and define what an asset is. What does the word asset mean to you? Good morning, John. Good morning. Happy to have you in the room. Growing money through assets. What is an asset to you? What is your definition of an asset? Good morning, Mickey. Happy to have you in the room. Mickey, what is your definition of an asset? Okay, I don't want to call you out, put you on the spot. Good morning, Miss Lori McKinney. Happy to have you in the room on this morning. We're talking about growing your money through assets. Okay, so we got one answer so far. We got one answer in the classroom so far. And in the classroom, Mr. Tony Sherman put something that creates income. Something that creates income. Okay, that's one response. That's one answer. So, and I can challenge that answer, Mr. Tony Sherman. Just because something creates income, does that make it an asset? As long as it brings some type of income, is that what makes it an asset? All right, so we have another answer. Oh, this is so good today. Anything that you have that's not a liability to make you money. Anything that you have that's not a liability to make you money. So you can have something and it's not a liability, but it can make you money. To make you money. Okay. Can it make money or is it making? Because if it can make or if it's making, then there's a difference. One has potential to, and one is. Which, in those scenarios, is it an asset if it can make or if it is making? Let's go to the next answer. All right. Miss Lori McKinney says, anything that you own outright. All right. Here's a question. Just because you own something, is it an asset? Good morning to you, Miss Sharon Coates. Just because you own something, ladies and gentlemen, is it an asset? I need a yes or a no. If you own something outright, is it an asset? Yes or no? Come on in the room. As you come in the room, tell me good morning. Talk to me nice. I want to know who's in the room. Okay, Mr. Scott is adjusting his wording. He's going with making. All right, we see making right there. All right, I'm challenging all of y'all definitions, so I got to remember where I'm at here. Okay, Mr. Scott goes back to making. Tony Sherman piggybacks on it, making money continuously. So now my next question is, if you own something outright, is it an asset? Does it make it an asset? If you own your car outright, does it make it an asset? If you own your house outright, your primary home, does it automatically make it an asset? Okay, so let's read the answer from Ms. Lori McKinney. Yes, but you will always have some liability to it, such as taxes and maintenance. Well, if you have liabilities as taxes and maintenance, you own something outright, but there's still expenses that come with it. I own this item, but the expenses still have to be paid. If this item is not bringing in income and it's still costing me, is it an asset? We're talking about what is an asset. And also, that also lets you know the opposite, what a liability is. So trying to figure out what the answer to this question is. Okay, Mr. Timothy Scott, Lori, he says that the house is a liability. Even if you own it outright, he's saying the house is a liability. See, everyone has a different definition of what they feel and believe an asset is. So when I talk about growing your money through assets, we have to understand what a true asset is, not of what we might believe it may be, but what it actually is. And so when we look at this, this is interesting because someone can believe that their primary home might be an asset, and it's nothing wrong because it's potential for a primary home to be an asset, but there's some things that need to be happening and actions that need to be taken for it to actually be a legitimate asset. And so when we look at what an asset is, everyone has wrote down their own definition of what they believe an asset is. Do we have anybody else with a definition of what they believe an asset to be? And I'm going to simplify what an asset is, and I'll put it in my own words. An asset is something that is cash flowing. An asset is something, it is a tool, it is an item, it is something that you can use that will bring in money. It is something that will be profitable. It is something that at the end of the day, after you crunch all the numbers, there is a positive gain from that thing. There's a positive gain from that item. The asset is helping you win financially. So that's what we have to understand about assets. So Lord McKinney says, yes, it's yours, but you have a duty to pay someone. Yes, Timothy, and how are you? But you can own your home or a car or anything. It can be a diamond ring, but you are still liable for getting it inspected so not to lose the item. Okay, so Lori, an asset is something that is going to bring in money. If you have to pay for an item, then there's expenses, there's taxes, there's insurance, but it's not bringing in cash flow, then now that house, even though it's paid in full, it is a liability because it is costing you to have that thing. So Assyria Daniels, AD3, is saying that an asset is a resource that brings in a profit. That's exactly it. It's pretty simple. It's a resource that brings in a profit. So now when we think about a car can be paid in full, but you still have to pay gas? You still have to pay insurance. You got to sometimes pay that annual tag renewal, whatever that is. You have to pay those things. So a car, for someone who just naturally drives it all the time, can be a liability. Now, what if you are renting that car out? What if you are putting that car on Turo for other people to rent out? That is going to then bring in money. If you can, like some people have trailers. They'll have trailers at the house. They don't use it. They may have bought that trailer for $2,000, but they rent it out to people whenever they need to move. They rent it out to people when they need to haul wood, you name it. And so now that trailer has become an asset because yes, even though they pay for the tag renewal, yes, that they pay for the maintenance, it is bringing in cash flow. It is bringing in income. And anytime the income that comes in is greater than the liability, we have an asset on our hands. So Assyria says, let's see, an asset is really how you use that resource. Car paid off, but if I'm renting it out, it's an asset. Exactly. Yes. Rent the room out in the house, asset. So if you have a house that's paid in full and you have minimal property tax insurance, but now I'm renting a room out, now I'm renting that house out, the house paid in full or the house with a note can potentially become an asset because it's bringing in money. See, Lord, this is good. This is good. A ring can appreciate in value. I have some porcelain figurines that I've purchased in Germany 30 years ago. They have appreciated in value, and now I am paying insurance on those items based on today's market because they have appreciated in value. I own them, but it's costing me to own them. Oh, this is a great example. Awesome example, because you can have certain items that are appreciating in value, and eventually one day they might be sold, they might be traded. And so what looks like a liability today can be an asset tomorrow. So sometimes, depending on what you do with those resources, those items, they can become an asset later on. So this is a very good point, because I like what you did there, Lori, when you talked about a ring, because I really want to challenge people into thinking and understanding what assets are. So the next step on today is I want everyone to, in the comment section, write things that can potentially be assets. Because what we're going to find out is there's a range of asset classes. There's a range of items that qualify to be assets. So when you brought up ring, you brought up jewelry. So my question is, can jewelry, can gold, can silver be an asset? Give me some yeses or some nos. Can gold, silver, can jewelry be an asset? I don't know, I grabbed my shirt. I don't have any jewelry there. Can jewelry be an asset? Yes or no? We remember the old TV shows and movies with Mr. T wearing all of that gold around his neck. This is so good. Let me make sure I can keep up with y'all. I think Simon made a post too. I might have missed it. Okay, Simon Jr., shout out to my son. Simon Jr., something with the potential to increase in value over time and create another stream of revenue. And so an asset is something not only with the potential, but something that can that will increase in value, and it does, and it will and does create a stream of revenue. So that's a good one as well. Y'all are really active on today. Let me make sure I keep up. Mr. Ronald Doc. All right. Some of the assets that he mentioned stocks, he mentioned crypto. Can we talk about crypto? Can we talk about crypto just a little bit? Siri Daniel says, yes, it's a mindset. Always think, I have this, but how can I make money from it? That's the way my wheels turn. I have this, but how can I make money from it? Lori, of course, she puts jewelry is an asset. Doc puts jewelry is an asset. Yes, gold and silver. Buying some now. Oh, you buying me some jewelry? Okay, I'm going to tell you what I want, Assyria. I want a gold necklace, and I want a lion on it. A lion with the mane, everything. All right, so that's what I want. And gold and silver, buying some now. We got Nicole Taswell jumping in. Yes, jewelry is an asset. Painting is an asset. I love this. See, now we're getting a wide range. Paintings are an asset. They do increase in value. It's becoming more and more popular. I'm going to tell you all a secret. Some of you may already know this. Doc says, I pity the fool. Over the pandemic, 2020 to now, one of the assets that are increasing in value and people are making good money off of, one of the best assets to have over the past few years is paintings. Having artwork. Artwork has increased in value like crazy over the past few years. So let's continue to go. Tim says, yes, jewelry. Assyria says, yes. Yes, baseball cards as well. Baseball cards. I remember I had baseball cards when I was a kid, and I bent them all up and stuff like that. I even had comic books. I wish I'd have kept all of that stuff. Good morning, Felicia Richardson. We are talking about growing your money through assets. But before we just dive right into growing your money with assets, we need to figure out what assets are, because sometimes we believe we have assets and they're not. They have potential to be assets. And we have to know where to put our money at so that we can grow our money at a faster pace and a faster rate through assets. And I'm going to give you an example, and I'll even talk about crypto today. I'll use crypto in an example today to give you a real life example. Ronald Doc says, I pity the fool. I should let him on here so he can give me his Mr. T impression. All right, so what we have here, Simon Jr. Okay, your figurines for a profit. I should, according to law, pay taxes, but I have made income off of it. Nice, nice. Didn't know that. If you sold your figurines, yes. All right. No, not jewelry, but gold and silver in ounces. Oh, okay, you're going to buy gold and silver in ounces. All right, cool. Just still get me the necklace, though. NFTs, yes. NFTs is another way to make money. And it's also an asset. Non-fungible tokens, NFTs, non-fungible tokens. Another creative, more recent asset that we've seen people dive into. So now that we understand that assets are things that bring in cash flow, that bring in money, that bring in a profit, even after all the expenses are paid, we understand that a house with a mortgage that you're constantly paying, it is increasing in value. It can potentially increase your net worth, but it's not an asset yet if it isn't bringing in money, if you're not potentially renting it out. Now, I will give a creative example of where a house can be an asset even if you're not renting it out. And this doesn't fit everyone, but check this out. Let's say you have a house, it's completely, I'm about to go to Lori's location and go get these baseball cards. Woo! Stop telling everybody all, oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, those things might be worth some money. I have a plethora of baseball cards from 30 years ago. Can you help? I have Ken Griffey Jr., I have Michael Jordan, etc. rookie cards. Just asking. Yeah, we got to figure that out. We got to get to the bottom of it. And and figure out what to do with it. Let's not tell nobody else, Lori. So we'll get to the bottom of it for sure. Now, when we talk about, like, I'll give an example where you can have a mortgage, it's completely paid off, but you still have property tax, insurance, and all this other hypothetical stuff. So some of us don't pay property taxes. Let's say you're 100% totally disabled through VA. You might be in a situation where you don't pay property taxes on your house. And so, awesome answer. I was waiting for somebody to say that one, Doc. So 100% totally disabled veteran may not pay any property taxes on their house. And the only potential liability that they have to pay annually on their house might be the home insurance. So let's say their home insurance is $1,500, maybe $2,000. But let's say they use their house as an office workspace. So in this hypothetical scenario, if they use the office as a workspace, then guess what? What comes with that? If your home is an office workspace, what can you do? How can that financially benefit you if you have an office workspace? Somebody in the comment section. This individual doesn't pay any property taxes, but they do have annual home insurance. We got 2 good answers. We got 3 good answers coming up. Doc, he just named another asset. Owning a business. Ooh, is it an asset? Because it brings in money, whether you're providing goods, whether you're providing services, people pay for them, and there's some tax write-offs too. When you own a business, there's a whole lot of taxes. You get a whole nother section of the tax codes and laws to work with when you have a business, whether it's an LLC, whether it's sole proprietorship, S Corp, C Corp, you name it. Go get a tax professional to talk to. Do not rely on my information solely. Do your due diligence and get with a CPA, a certified tax professional, to help you find out what all benefits come along with that, what other write-offs you can have. So I'm going to get to all those good answers. Lori talked about how home insurance goes up every year because the cost of rebuild material. And that's naturally simply because of inflation. All right. So yes, Assyria is correct. If you have an office space, if you're using your home for an office space, there are tax write-offs for that. Nicole Taswell is correct. Write-offs. Lori is correct. Tax purposes. Let's see. Yes, your car could be used for write-offs as well if it's in connection to the business. So now we're starting to see how we can creatively use what Assyria said, these resources to make them more of an asset as opposed to a liability, because assets bring in money. So if I have a home, I don't have to pay property taxes on it, and all I'm paying is insurance, whether it's $1,500, $2,000 a month, but I have potentially $1,500 to $2,000 a month worth of, not a month, a year. If I have $1,500 to $2,000 plus of tax write-offs because of my business benefits that I have for writing out this office space, guess what? I am now canceling out the expenses that come with the property and the maintenance in a sense. And by doing that, my house now becomes profitable to me. So even if I don't rent out a room, there are other creative ways to make your house become an asset when it was a liability. It's all about making those simple adjustments and finding out what makes sense. So when we want to grow our money through assets, we need to know what assets are. And there's different types of asset classes. So let's see if we can dive into that real quick. And some of you have touched on them: businesses, stocks, bonds, real estate. Let's quickly hit the different types of asset classes. There are multiple asset classes. And in those asset classes, Mr. Reggie, I don't know if I like Reggie, so I don't even think I'll answer his question. I'm just going to leave his blank just because nobody else answered his question either. So I'm kidding, y'all. I'm kidding. So the business has to be in the home, right? One, check with a tax professional, somebody who's certified. But I would say no, it doesn't have to be in the home. Y'all, Reggie laughed, so y'all can laugh. Your business can be outside of the home, but your office space can be at the house. So your business might be mowing lawns, cutting grass, whatever it is, lawn care, but you might have an office space or a storage space on your property. There are so many ways to make money off of your property, whether you provide that storage space to another business and they're paying you rent. Some of y'all have empty rooms and empty spots that you can use, or garage space, you name it, and somebody would pay you rent to store their items there. Appreciate that, Mr. Reggie, and also appreciate it. Shout out to you, love you for tuning in on this morning as well. So definitely good question, and sometimes Reggie might already know the answer. He might just be trying to help somebody else out. So I'm just bothering y'all, joking with him. So definitely, and in your case, your wife, she has a business, and so because she has a business and she makes a profit, she could use that space that she uses and creatively use it for tax write-offs as well. Good morning to you, Miss Lolly Harris, one of my Matthews, my old high school classmates. So when we're talking about using assets to grow money, let's dive in here and talk about asset classes. So we need to identify and find these things. We need to go on a hunt for different assets. So why am I talking about this? Guys, think about this. If you've seen what's been going on in the stock market and in cryptocurrency lately, I would say raise your hand, but I won't be able to see it. So as you're tuning in on this morning, first of all, good morning to you, and I appreciate you tuning in to Coach Steele's Finance Training. Here, I'm Coach Steele, and I like talking about financial literacy, having these conversations so that we can grow a community as a team, as we huddle up on Saturday mornings to grow our finances, to improve ourselves, to position ourselves of power. And no matter what culture, creed, wherever you come from, let's improve our finances. And so, guys, as we talk about this on today, how many people have seen what is going on in the stock market and in cryptocurrency? If you've seen it, I don't know, put in like a dollar sign, a money sign, or a cash, or a bag. Find that emoji if you got them, and put that in the comment section. I need to know who has been paying attention to the stock market and cryptocurrency the past few weeks. And can anybody guess potentially why we're seeing this action, why we're seeing these reactions right now? And so I definitely appreciate it as y'all tag people in here to be able to watch this stuff as well. If you're tuning in on Facebook or on the YouTube channel, Coach Steele's Finance Training, make sure you subscribe on the YouTube channel. As you're doing that, feel free to share this. You don't have to, but if you want to show some love and you want to share this live feed on your Facebook page as well, then go ahead. Feel free. All right. So Mr. Reggie Allen has been noticing some things going on in the stock market. See, when I see these emojis, I know you've been paying attention. So shoot some emojis out there if you've been paying attention. You may not know. If you don't know, just say, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. You can use the shrug emoji. So Assyria Daniels has been paying attention to the stock market or either crypto. Timothy Scott says it has been going crazy. Reggie, see you doing too much. I answered your question. Now you're talking to my people. It's cool. I'll allow one comment to Assyria. At least one comment. We good. That's about it. All right. So anyway. Anyway, the stock market and crypto world has been going crazy. And I'm going to talk a little bit. I'm going to use crypto today. I'm going to purposely use cryptocurrency when we talk about growing your money through assets. I'm going to use it as an example to show you how you can grow money through assets. Real live example, some of my personal information and things like that. So this will be pretty cool. I don't know if Doc's still on today. Doc, if you're still on, have you been watching what's going on in the crypto world? Let me hold some. So This is so interesting. Does anybody know why this shift has happened? See, this is why we have to bring awareness. We have to bring awareness to understand what's going on and how to make adjustments. Otherwise, if you don't pay attention to what's going on, you'll get left behind. You won't understand what shift and move is happening financially, and then we'll just say the rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. Time out. Coach Steele is calling a timeout. It doesn't have to go that way. The rich don't have to just keep getting richer. The poor just don't have to keep getting more poor. The poor can get rich too. How many people believe that the poor can get rich too? Is it possible for somebody who may not have been financially strong to become wealthy, to get themselves in a better spot? Or is it like we throw in the towel, we wave the flag, we automatically lost? Do we believe that phrase, or do we confidently know that we can shift our situation? So when we talk about this today, let me dive in here and talk about, okay, Doc says he has been paying attention. I wish Doc could let us see his portfolio. I think that'd be an interesting study on this morning. Let me share the screen. I want to just briefly talk about different asset classes. Let's see. I don't think that's the one. This is the one. Here we go. Boom. Okay, let's scroll back up to the top. Guys, this is all about education, information, elevating your mindset of where it once was and pushing it somewhere else. And as a team, as a family, as we huddle up, it's about pushing each other to be great and to do even better than where we were before. And so some of this stuff you may be familiar with, some of it you may not, and some of it you may have an opportunity to help somebody else. You might have an opportunity to help your brother or sister to help push them to where they need to be. And the only way we do that is when we come together. There's a scripture that says how good and pleasant it is that brethren dwell together in unity. We have more strength and more power when we come together. So we don't want a crab in a barrel mentality around here. All right, so when we look at the asset class, okay, it's showing over there. So I'm going to go through them real quick. I'm going to hit them and move real quick. Equities. So we got equities. That's an asset class. We're talking about stocks, international stocks, small cap, mid cap, large cap stocks. So we're talking about stock market. All right. Then we got bonds. You got government bonds. You got corporate bonds. Another asset class. Municipal bonds. Then we got cash and cash equivalents. That's another asset class right there. Savings accounts. Oh my goodness. I keep talking to y'all about high yield interest savings account. I keep telling everyone, and this is a high yield interest savings account commercial. I keep telling everyone, take your money out of a regular checking account or savings account that's just sitting in there and put it in a high yield interest savings account where you can potentially make 4 to 5% interest. If you do not know a high yield interest savings account, I have one in the description box of this video. I also, on my YouTube channel, I have that high yield interest savings account link in there as well. And the reason why I'm telling you all to use this high yield interest savings account is because as soon as you deposit at least $50 in the savings account, they give you a free $25. Get the free money. Then you can become an affiliate with this bank. Once you become an affiliate with this bank, then you have potential to make $75 every referral. So not only will you make a high yield interest, but you also can become a referral partner and make even more money than what you're going to make on the 4.2% interest. So it's an easy way to make extra money to pay some bills or take that money and invest it. So high yield interest savings account, it's an asset. It brings in money. All right, let's keep going. Money market fund, CDs. Of course, y'all already know I prefer high yield interest savings accounts over CDs. Treasury bills, real estate. I love real estate as an asset class. How many people are in real estate? If you're in real estate, if you're a real estate investor, put an emoji of a house in the comment section. If you're a real estate investor or interested in real estate, put a house emoji in the comment section. When it comes to real estate and diving into real estate as an asset class, there's so many different areas, that you can dive into real estate, whether it is tax liens, auctions, long-term renting, short-term renting. You have residential real estate. You have commercial real estate. You have wholesaling. You have REITs, real estate investment trust. The list goes on. And then when it comes here, here's another asset class, commodities, growing money through assets. Now, Lord McKinney and Assyria hit on commodities, different things like that. Jewelry, precious metals, gold, silver, platinum, energy, a commodity. Agricultural products, livestock. Anybody got any livestock? Then you have alternative investments, private equity, hedge funds, and the list goes on. I think I'm going to stop right there. Oh, last one down here. We cannot forget about this. We have cryptocurrencies and digital assets. So those are just a list of different assets, just a broad list of different assets that we can recognize and put our antennas up so that we can understand where we can put our money at. And so we're going to dive into an example and something that I did that anyone can do. I'm going to use a real life, simple example that I've used multiple times when I go speak different places and speaking engagements. And of course, if you do need someone to come talk to an audience or a group of people or at a school, go to my website and schedule and just hit me up from there. And my website is down there running at the bottom of the screen, www.stillsfinanceacademy.com. Go there and connect with me, and you can leave a message. So that's pretty simple, not complicated at all. And we can connect. That way I can talk to those kids or some adults, group, you name it, fraternity, sorority, workplace. We can connect there. And of course, this is the website. So if you find the right website, you'll see the logo, Still Financial Academy, and it starts here. So you shouldn't have a problem with finding that. All right. Let me get out of here, and we're going to get back on subject about growing your money through assets. Let's see. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So we don't have anybody interested in real estate? Nobody interested in real estate investing? Never know. Might change your mind. And so that's one of the things that I like. That's one of the things that I do. And I just take my time with it. It's not something that I have to do every single day. So, all right. So let's dive into this thing. Let me make sure I haven't missed anything else. Let's dive into this real live example. I like that. Doc got bars. I'm still in that. I don't have livestock, but my stocks are live. Okay, vice versa. Pastor Troy Jr. Okay, Jay-Z Jr. Okay, we got K-Doc performing at the Super Bowl, but I don't know if Doc keep it up, he might take his spot. All right, so Timothy Scott is interested in real estate. Awesome. And so when we talk about investing, taking our money and growing it in assets, lately we've seen like cryptocurrency go crazy. We've seen it start low and it's high. We always want to buy low and sell high, right? So in the comment section, write buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. That's the mentality that we want to have. We always want to buy low. We want it to increase in value. Okay, Mr. Reggie, I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. So we want to buy low, and then over time, when those stocks, when those shares, when they increase in value, maybe there's a point where we eventually sell or we pass it down to the next generation. So how do we use these assets? And so when it comes to cryptocurrency, we've seen in the crypto world, I think it was 2021. In 2021, we saw this crazy boom on the scene with cryptocurrency. It started in 2020, And it carried over in 2021 when we saw this crazy boom. Crypto goes crazy 2021. People made thousands and thousands of dollars. Why? Because they had access to a phone that they just held in their hand and they made some trades. Can you imagine the fact that people became millionaires and made thousands and thousands of dollars just by clicking on their phone? That's why it's important to be educated, because some people didn't make the phone click and they missed out. And some people say, well, I didn't have enough money to invest in assets. I didn't have enough money to put aside. I didn't have enough money to buy certain shares of this, that, and the other. So therefore, I couldn't participate in the boom that happened. So if that happened in 2021, so we got 2021, 2022, 2023, now it's 2024. And we see this boom that happens again. So in a span of 3 to 4 years, we see this boom again, that while it was a little dormant, and I appreciate the honesty as well, it seems too simple. That's what Mr. Reggie says. And also he put, I didn't believe in it. Well, I'm gonna tell you a secret as well. I kind of didn't believe in it too. Reggie, I really didn't. I wasn't sure. I'm like, I don't get it. But I always stick to this one rule when it comes to investing. When we talk about growing our money through assets, ladies and gentlemen, I only invest money that I know I can afford to lose. That if something happens, if this investment falls flat, if it goes to zero, nada, I'm okay. My family won't miss any food. We won't struggle. I won't get set behind. So when I decided to dive into this world of cryptocurrency and investing, I was treading lightly. I was being very careful. That's why I can't wait to show this example so y'all can see just how lightly I was treading in this area, because I wasn't sure about it as well. And so when we think we don't have enough, you might actually have more than enough. And sometimes you'll hear the phrase dollar cost averaging. That's something that you need to know. If you hear the phrase dollar cost averaging, has anybody ever heard that phrase dollar cost average? Or invest little by little? Because you can invest little by little, and if you can't even afford a whole complete share of an item, you can buy fractional shares. Has anybody heard about that before? Dollar cost average, or either buying fractional shares? While y'all answer that question, I'm going to share my screen real quick, and I'm going to show you. Let's see. Do you dollar cost average, or do you buy fractional shares? Do you still? I know you have a history of doing cryptocurrency. Do you still buy small shares monthly or quarterly, or do you still dollar cost average or buy fractional shares of anything right now? All right, so let me share my screen with you. I want to show you something. Let me get a little personal. Okay, and this deals with what Reggie was talking about when he was saying, not being sure whether or not to believe in it. And remember what I said. I only invest what I can afford to lose and go without. Because this crypto world is shaky and it's volatile. And I'm not somebody who's going to be doing day trading. Doc says I dollar cost average and I buy chunks. So he kind of is creative with it. And once again, on the dips. So he buys low so that eventually one day he can sell high if he needs to. So good, basic, fundamental investing strategies. All right, so let's get personal. Let me share my screen again. And this is going to deal with how I felt the same way, Mr. Reggie. So let me make sure I'm showing the right thing here. There we go. Shift this over, and let me click on this. Let me open this up. All right. Oh yeah, this is real good right here. I'm in there. All right, so what coin do we see right here? And look at the date. Somebody in the comment section, write what coin you see and what that date is? What is this crypto coin and what is the date? Look at that. We got 2019 and the coin is Dogecoin or Doggy Coin, whatever you want to call it. We had a crazy, now of course, Dogecoin and the attention of it, we didn't hear about all the craziness about Dogecoin until 2021. We didn't hear all the glitz and the glam and all the crazy stuff about Dogecoin until 2021. And then we saw Elon Musk on Saturday Night Live talking about it, all of this craziness that went on, right? So I wasn't sure about crypto either. And I don't even to this day, I don't tell people to go buy cryptocurrency and just go buy all these different crypto coins, because there's so many. There's stable coins, there's altcoins, there's meme coins. You got all this different stuff going on. So the whole crypto world, it's up and down like a roller coaster. So you have to be very, very careful. Doc says he has multiple accounts so that I can swing trade crypto and stocks on one account and long-term invest my stocks and crypto in other accounts. I get it. So you keep it separate but equal. Got it. So when we look at this situation here with Dogecoin, Reggie, you see in 2019, I bought $2 worth. $2 worth. And it was at, good morning, Mr. Ronnie Bivens. Happy to have you tuning in. Talk to me. Tell me good morning. Talk to me nice. And so we have 0.003389. I bought it at $2 of it. That gave me 590 shares. Then when we go down a little bit further, in 2020, months later, let me see. Months later, if I can scroll down. Okay, I'm not doing this right. There we go. Months later, I bought $10 worth, Reggie. And then another day later, I bought $13 worth. The 18th of May, I bought $20 worth. $25. I don't know what happened May 18th. I must have got some money. I bought an extra $40. A few days later, $10. $10. Now, that is 2020. I bought the first share for $2. Well, not the first share, 590 shares in June 28th in 2019. It wasn't until almost a year later that I started buying more shares. So keep that in mind. All right, so let's get out of here. So all of these shares I'm spending about 4,145 shares. All right, so let's get out of here. And I won't go through all of it, but I want to show you. Of course, you see 3 different sheets here, and on these 3 different sheets, you're going to find out as I open them up that here I bought some more shares of Doge in 2020. So as you see, I'm just buying $5, $6, $20, $30. I am not spending a bunch of money, Reggie. Why? Because I'm not sure back in 2019 and 2020 if this cryptocurrency is something viable, if it makes sense. So I'm dollar cost averaging, and I'm only spending a little money here and there over a period of time to buy shares in this stuff. All right, let's see if I can shift this over. Just want to show you that I did not spend much money at all in here. And then we're going to also see the results from it as well. Let's see if I can get out of here. There we go. And if I were to open up this third one, you're going to see the same thing. I'm buying it $1 here, $1 there. I'm not spending much money on the cryptocurrency at all. Now, at this point, when all this is happening, ladies and gentlemen, I got thousands of shares for less than a penny. It's like 1/4 of a penny, and I got thousands and thousands of shares of Dogecoin. Nothing has happened. 2019, 2020, all of a sudden 2021 comes. And I'm talking about, what am I talking about today? I'm talking about acquiring assets and growing your money through assets. So I'm going to show you how to asset hop. If you're in the comment section and you're listening, write in there the phrase asset hop, asset hopping. Just like Doc can asset hop, he can buy crypto, make a profit, take that crypto, and then invest it into the stock market. That's asset hopping. I call that asset hopping. And so I'm going to show you another creative way to asset hop as well. And so in the comment section, just write the word asset hop. We want to asset hop. We want to grow our money through assets. And then we want to be able to have the luxury, if we need to asset hop that money into other places for specific reasons. And I'll explain why. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Coach Steele's Finance Training. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel as well as you're listening in. Appreciate that, Mr. Doc. Mr. Doc can take his crypto profits and throw it into a business. Doc, do you got a business? Do you have a business that if you wanted to, you could invest your crypto profits or your stock profits into that business to help it grow? Do you have a business? Matter of fact, as you're listening in on today, anybody else out there, do you have a business? If you have a business, type in what you do. Let us know what your business is. Let us know what type of services you provide. Doc says, yes, I do. He does have a business that he can take his profits from crypto and reinvest them into a business. And so we're asset hopping. We're asset hopping with our money. And I want to tell you all this one example with Dogecoin. So when we look at Dogecoin, we know that when you add all of that up, Reggie, you're going to see when I bought $2, $5, $10, $30. One was with money I could afford to lose. I'd be okay. When you add all of that up, it was about $300. So keep that in mind. I end up spending about $300 on Dogecoin. It was less than a penny. It was a fourth of a penny. I spent $300. 2019, 2020. Let's dive to 2021. So let's share my screen and let's look at the 2021 results. But we'll look at some of the results. I won't show all of them. Let's share the screen. Let's go at the 2021 results of what happened. Okay. Can somebody read that out loud for me? Right where you are, just read it out loud. It says Dogecoin ordered executed. Now we see the date on here. It says May 5th, 2021. Now we saw the end of 2019. I spent $2. Then 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, you name it. Till I got to about $300 of Dogecoin. Hi, Simon. Your order to sell $20,824.79 of Dogecoin was executed at an average price of 54 cents per Dogecoin on May 5th, 2021, 12/18. So what were you doing during lunchtime at 12/18? So at lunchtime at 12/18, I made over $20,000 just by clicking sell. I want to talk to you today about growing your money through assets. Do you understand why I'm trying to get the team, as we huddle up on today, why I'm trying to get you to share this information, like why we are live right now, why I'm trying to wake up the community, why I'm trying to wake up our circle of people, our families, our loved ones, about growing money through assets. Who can't find $300? And then I didn't have to put it in there all at once. It was bit by bit. Over a year or two of me just putting money in there to get to $300 to then now it being almost $21,000 profit. From $300 to $20,000. Money that I could afford to go without to now it's $20,000 plus dollars. Guys, growing money through assets is vital. It's more important than ever. If everyone's excited about a new presidential candidate, if everyone is excited about the stock market and other things that are going up, then you need to start doing homework, due diligence, and research on how you can profit from this move and this excitement that is going on. You need to start figuring out what asset class you are comfortable with investing in, because as you see, it doesn't take much. This example showed you in 2019, I started off with investing $2. $2 in a meme coin. I wasn't an expert. I got busy doing something. I got busy doing some type of research and trying to understand the move that is going on. That's why it's so important that you connect with the right people. That's why it's so important that you, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, and we're talking about different financial subjects and information, that's why it's important that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. That way you can get the good content, good information, and be in a good circle of people that are talking about financial literacy to help you, not to talk down on you, but to talk to you and your situation. And so here at Coach Steele's Finance Trading, I took that $20,000, guys. When I start talking about asset hopping, we see, okay, boom, $300 to $20,000. That happened. It's a real thing. I got evidence. So I'm not just talking to you and saying random things that aren't true, that aren't real. What did I do with that $20,000? Can anybody guess what asset class I put that $20,000 in? In the comment section, tell me what asset class I put that $20,000 in. When we talk about asset hopping, you gotta remember, we started with $300. Well, it actually started with $2. What asset class do you think, when I received that $20,800 plus dollars, what asset class did I now throw that $20,000 in? Doc says S&P 500 or real estate. Anybody else? Anybody else got any more guesses? We saw like 7 different asset classes when we did some research. We saw about 7 different asset classes when we did some research earlier. So I had a lot of options. And a lot of people like dealing with the S&P 500 because over the past, I don't know what it is, 20, 30 years, the overall average has been a 10% return. So a lot of people like that steady, consistent 10% over a long period of time. All right, so yes, Tim and Doc are correct, 100%. I put it in real estate. So I went and bought, I think later on that year in 2021, it was probably December 2021, I took the $20,000 and I bought a piece of land with it. And we're talking about asset hopping. We are talking about asset hopping. So I took the $300. It becomes $20,000, and the $20,000 became land. It became dirt, soil, real estate. Now, that was 2021. Now it's 2024, ladies and gentlemen. And so now 2024, that $20,000 worth of land, just, I would say about 2 months ago, someone came to me with an offer for that land. And they were willing to pay me more than double for that land. So if I bought the land for $20,000, if it's at least doubled in price, how much are they asking me? How much are they willing to buy that land for? Simple math problem, not too complicated. And we're talking about asset hopping. It is possible to grow money, and I don't want anyone to be intimidated by investing in assets, because you see right here, I started with as little as $2. Sometimes investment was 5, 10, 15. So you don't have to be intimidated with investing. And you may not want to do crypto. You may want to invest in something more stable, like whether it's Amazon, whether it's Johnson & Johnson shares, whether it's Sirius Radio. It may be REITs that you want to invest in. You can find more stable, more consistent things to invest in the marketplace besides crypto. So, of course, yeah, if they want at least more than double, then I have potential to make anywhere between 40, maybe 60 or more off of that land. And what am I telling you? This is what I'm telling you. It started with a $300 investment in an asset class that the government was saying you shouldn't really take serious. It was an asset that people were downplaying and not really taking serious, like I mentioned before. It was $300 in Dogecoin. And now that $300 in Dogecoin from 2020, starting with $2 in 2019, is now worth well over $40,000 plus. Asset hopping, growing your money through assets. That's what we're talking about on today. We're talking about growing your money through assets. Being able to take $300, and that same $300 is now potentially worth $40,000 plus minimum. Now, if I were to sell that land today, I would take that $40,000 or $60,000, and now I'm going to asset hop with it. Because when I sell that land, that is a capital gain. And capital gains sometimes come with capital gains tax. And so to avoid paying taxes, I'm going to get with a tax professional and make sure my next strategic move of asset hopping puts it in an asset where maybe I can get some tax shelters, some tax benefits that work to my advantage, so I don't have to pay extreme capital gains tax, because I want to keep asset hopping to grow my money through assets, grow my money through real estate, grow my money through the stock market, whatever it is. Guys, y'all have done an awesome job on today with the subjects that we've talked about today. I know I didn't get to hit on everything that I wanted to, but we did cover a lot of ground. We do understand when we talk about growing our money through assets, it's realistic. And it doesn't matter how much money you have. We see that whether you have a lot of money, you can dive into stocks, real estate, companies, starting up a business. You can do it that way. Or if you decide to invest your money on a low level, like I did with $2 back in 2019, as just one example, there's creative ways, no matter how much money you have, to grow your money through assets. And if you like these type of conversations, if you like these type of interactions with educating ourselves, bringing the family, the community, the team together to have these conversations about real estate like we did today, and to touch on different subjects and interviews that will be coming up as well, then make sure you go subscribe to the YouTube channel, Coach Steele's Finance Training. As you go in there, you're going to see all type of beautiful videos where we're talking about financial literacy. There's tons of videos. Of course, if you do like gardening, I do post videos about gardening as well. I like growing my own food and my own vegetables. The list goes on. Tons of videos about gardening and growing things as well. But most importantly, we're talking about financial literacy. Also, remember, if you need someone for a speaking engagement, go to my website, click on speakers request, and holler at me. Fill out that information, and we can have a conversation about what it is trying to get done so that I can help you accomplish your goal as well. So, guys, we just covered a lot of information. This was awesome. You should definitely give yourselves a hand clap. Talking about growing money through assets, being able to define what an asset is, being able to identify different assets that are available, that are at our fingertips, and being able to go through a real live example of how we were able to buy assets for a small amount of money and then take the profits, asset hop into something else. I like that phrase, asset hopping. And so many times we talk about people church hopping, friend group hopping, but let's talk about asset hopping. That's a positive thing. And like I said, y'all did an amazing job interacting with this. Make sure you get that high yield interest savings account. I'm trying to tell you, get the high yield interest savings account. Click the link that I have in the description area of this live video. Set up that high yield interest savings account. Remember what I said, we're going to get this free money from the banks. And when you do that, put at least $50 in the savings account. They're going to in turn give you $25 if they still have this deal going. When they give you that $25 for free, use it to go buy some stocks. Use it to go buy some crypto. Once again, I'm giving you the answers to the test, ladies and gentlemen. So many times people say, well, I don't have enough money to invest. I'm telling you where to go get some free money. Not only will they give you $25 if you follow certain rules and guidelines that they have, but then you have potential to get a $300 bonus. So if you meet their qualifications, let's say you adjust and you move your direct deposits into this. Right now, they have a bonus ad running that if you move those direct deposits and you have at least from when you get paid when you get paid income, your direct deposits, if you have at least $5,000 going there within the first 25 days, not only are you getting a higher interest on your income at 4.2% right now, but also they'll give you a $300 bonus. How do I know? Because I did it. So not only did I get the $25, but I got the $300. What can I do with that money? I can take the high yield interest savings account is an asset. It brings in money. So I can take that money and then use that free money I got from them and asset hop. I can go invest that money somewhere else. Or I can continue to let it build in that high yield interest savings account. We are talking about growing your money through assets. It is not complicated. It's not difficult. You just got to be willing to use what you got. You got to be willing to get up and do something for yourself. We can complain. We can say, I don't have enough, but there are ways to get free money to pay your bills. There are ways to get free money to pay an asset hop. The opportunities are there. They're right at your fingertips. And I just gave you an example how I use my fingertips to turn $300 to over $40,000. I was playing with house money. It was money that I didn't need to maintain and survive. So I had nothing to lose, but everything to gain. And you have nothing to lose, but everything to gain. You got to be willing to try something. You got to be willing to start somewhere. And if you're late to tuning in on today, make sure you go back and watch this. It should maintain and be on my Facebook. But if you need to, you can always go back and watch it again on the YouTube channel. And so you can watch this as many times as you need to get educated on. If you leave comments in the comment section, I'll usually respond. Go back and look at the comments in the comment section as well. So let's go get this money. The poor don't have to keep getting poor, but the rich can continue to get wealthy. But you can get wealthy as well because you can grow your money through assets. You can learn how to be creative with your money and let your money work for you. Put your money to work. You already work hard enough as it is throughout the week. So learn how to let your money do some work. Learn how to let your money bust a sweat for you. And like my friend Daniel Dotson says, learn how to make your money make money babies. And continue to grow your money. Appreciate everybody tuning in today on Coach Steele's Finance Training. Y'all did an awesome job today. I'm floored. Y'all boosted my spirits up today with the interaction and the love that you've shown. And until next Saturday, stay tuned. Coach Steele's Finance Training. I'm Coach Steele. And if you don't know, now you know. Y'all be blessed.